Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Soul Delay. Exercise is not something that I even do. I mean, not intently or intentionally. When I'm not swamped at work, I try to walk every day. I try to do a brisk walk for probably about, I don't know, at least a half hour. I'll walk for. And I think it helps a lot. I think it helps my digestion. I think it helps, everything stay loose. You're sitting down all day. They say that takes years off your life. That's why they came out with these desks that you can stand up with. They have these desks now where you can put your laptop on it. You can raise it up or you can lower it down. Or you can raise the screen up and lower it down, and your mouse and all of that. Because sitting down all day is not really good for you. It's not the natural position necessarily for your body to be in for, 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever the case may be. So, the next thing is, I was talking to my boss, and I've spoken to other older people, and they always say, they don't want to leave their job, they don't want to quit, whatever, because as soon as you retire, you pass away. And work, exercise, whatever, having a regimen, having a routine, whatever the case may be, where you're getting up and you're doing things at least, keeps your mind active, keeps your body active. When potentially, I guess, what these people who are retiring and expiring are, what's happening with them is that they don't really have any activities to engage in after they've decided to retire. So, even my former boss now, he's about 77 or so, and he just started another job. He retired this job and then he started another job because he wants to stay busy. And he's very sharp, so that's good. Now now exercise, and he goes to the gym like religiously. My friend who passed away, Jimmy, he didn't really exercise, but he had good genetics. He was in good shape. He didn't really eat well. Anyhow, enough of that. So exercise now. So, Parkinson's has been something that's been coming up a lot in my lexicon or in my conversations and in my interactions. Not only is the neighbor who I mentioned before having Parkinson, I got another neighbor who was developing Parkinson's, and I didn't really notice I didn't understand why he went from being sprightly to being very much subdued and slowed up, so to this point where now he doesn't drive his vehicle. So there was research done I was talking about where they associated Parkinson's with E. coli bacteria in your gut, also associated with constipation. And then I was just reading an article, by a doctor. Of course, he was advertising somewhat, and he has Parkinson's, and how he tries to maintain himself and keep himself together is by boxing. So I had another coworker. He was about 76, 77. He was losing motor skills in his shoulders, and he couldn't raise his hands above his shoulders. So he started to do boxing also. And I don't know if it helped him or not. But I guess the boxing, it doesn't involve a lot of running around and stuff. But you're moving, you're still getting your heart rate up, you're getting the blood pump into the upper part of your body and all of that. But, I've been seeing, like I said, the social media platforms are aggregating certain information to me, and I'm happy about it because I didn't really appreciate when they were aggregating half-naked women to my feed, because that's just distraction and it's not efficient. It doesn't help me learn anything. It doesn't help me in any kind of way. So now they're aggregating all this health products and these health ads to me, and I'm getting a lot more I'm getting more immersed in that kind of consciousness, not in a negative, carnal, destructive, low vibration consciousness. So I saw one article that's past my, I didn't even read it, but it was talking about exercise helping with cancer recovery. And then recently the New York City Department of Health released something on exercise. Then recently another entity I saw released an article saying that exercise helps you to fight off COVID-19. Then I just encountered on LinkedIn a man posted an article. He posted a graph, a brain scan, a thermal imaging, a thermal image of a human skull sitting down versus just having exercised. And there's so much more blood flow to the brain. I don't know if it was brain activity or blood flow. So it helps your brain, it helps to keep you young. Staying active keeps you young. I remember my grandmother, even at 80 years old, we went to the market and I said, "Grandma, let me carry those bags for you." She gave me the bag. I tell you, the bag must have weighed 50 pounds and she didn't even, you know what I mean? Me carrying it was an ordeal. It was full of yams. It was a bag full of yams, and it was probably about 50 pounds worth of yams. That's what I got. I mean, I was young, relatively young. I was probably about 15 or so. I felt like that bag weighed 50 pounds. I don't know, but she wasn't having any struggle carrying it. I think I have an article here that is related to exercise, because there's so many, and I don't really save them per se. I just open a new window and I'm trying to find it, but I may have opened up another article in that window and lost that one, but I'm gonna try to look for it. But anyhow, the brain scan showed that the exercise helps your brain. And like I said, I just read an article not too long ago. A doctor was talking about so what the story happened in the case of the doctor. He went to the gym. He saw one of his gym buddies, and they said, "Hey man, you look like you're showing symptoms of Parkinson's, to be brief." And he said, "What?" He didn't say what. I'm paraphrasing. He basically said, "What?" So he went to get himself checked out. Found out that he was developing Parkinson's. He didn't even notice it. He didn't notice that his body was slowing down. He probably just thought it was old age, or he's just getting older, or he's just tired or something like that. But that wasn't the case. He was developing Parkinson's. So now the physical activity and the gym activity is now helping him to hold it back. And he says it almost seems as if it's reversing it somewhat. So let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, I've looked up so many things, it's crazy. Okay, how exercise can help treat and prevent cancer. This is from Memorial Sloan Kettering. Okay, I don't think I'll be able to read it, but it says in this episode, it's a podcast, discuss the most recent findings about the effects of exercise on cancer prevention. Dr. Jones provides. Okay, the person is called Dr. Lee Jones. Dr. Jones provides advice for patients to stay physically fit and battle fatigue, as well as the most effective training regimen for anybody with or without cancer. So, I'm not going to go in depth into it, but it's on Memorial Sloan Kettering's podcast, which seems to be on their website, which is mskcc.org. So you can go check that out. So exercise not only helps your brain, helps your body, helps you stay in shape, help you stay healthy all over, but it might prevent, that thing says prevent and cure cancer. Is that what it said? Hold on, let's go back up. Treat and prevent cancer, not cure. Treat and prevent cancer. So exercise, very important. But the article or the podcast goes on to explain what kind of exercise regimen they recommend. In the case of Parkinson's, like I said, there's a few people taking boxing as therapy. But it's good to get the heart rate pumping. Good to not sit down all day. Good to destroy and rebuild. So when you're destroying, you're destroying the good and the bad. But as long as you're putting good stuff in, then you'll build back good. So eventually you'll replace all the bad with good parts, supposedly. You know what I mean? So that's really all I gotta say, because the more I talk, the more I show that I don't know what I'm talking about. So basically, like I said, exercise. Look what this is talking about. It's good for your brain, good for everything. I mean, it's probably good for your aesthetics too. Sauce on the lay, it's all about staying sexy and being aesthetically, up there. But and that doesn't mean you have to get the approval of other people, because like I said, seeking approval outside of yourself is gonna put you in a bad place. Well, I don't know if I said that clearly, but seeking approval outside of yourself, you might get yourself in trouble if those people aren't good people. You know what I mean? Who are you seeking approval from? You know what I mean? Gang members want to seek approval from other gang members. That doesn't put them in a good place. Prisoners want to seek the approval of other prisoners. Members of hate groups want to get approval from other members of the hate group, so they do atrocities and commit crimes and commit mass shootings and things like that. So if you're surrounding yourself with positive people, you can't be so positive that you start to attract negative. You know what I mean? Because you can't be so polar. But you want to be, you want to be balanced, but you want to probably lean towards the most constructive, side of things, because we want to make the world a better place for not just ourselves but others. And if others are doing the same, then it'll be better for all of us. You know what I mean? We all want the same thing. Anyhow, that's all I wanted to add. Exercise, like I said, Memorial Sloan Kettering's website. I have some other screenshots here probably. I don't know if I can access those right now. Let's see if we can get to the screenshots. Recents. My albums arranged by screenshots? No, they're not. Screenshots. Yes, I do. Yes. So let's see here. What's this one about? That's not interesting. That's not important. Here it is. AMA, American Medical Association. There is an ideal amount of physical activity that can help individuals live longer. A new study defines this amount. So I think this American Medical Association research is associated with that same data that Memorial Sloan Kettering is talking about, because Memorial Sloan Kettering's website, that same little piece of information I was talking to you about, said that there's an ideal amount of exercise. So they're all everybody's jumping off the whatever, everybody's all the boats are being floated by this research about exercise. And it's nothing that we didn't know innately. It's nothing that we didn't know anecdotally. It's nothing that we didn't know I don't know. We already knew this. We already knew that exercise is necessary. Exercise is good for you. Staying active is good for you. We already knew that the sunlight is good for you. Whatever. Well, maybe not everybody knows. That's why we got to talk about it, right? So, let me see. What's this? The cost of new vehicles? Nope. Okay, so that's Memorial Sloan Kettering and the American Medical Association, both saying the same thing. This is another article on sleep. We're always talking about sleep. Okay, here's the article that I was talking about regarding the brain activity. I'm looking at the picture right now. It's Let's see if we can read this guy's article. No, we won't be able to read it. Reminder: forcing humans to sit all day is foolish. Recess is sacred. Okay, skip the rest part. It says this brain scan. Okay, I can't really look at it right now. So I'm about to stop in a second. So I'm gonna read the rest of it to you. What the guy said about the brain scan and the physical activity. We're getting close to the stop sign right now. I don't even like stop signs, but today I like stop signs. Listen, miss, look where you're going. Look where you're going. Look where you're going. Look where you're going. Okay, you're slowing down instead of driving. Okay, all right. So now I'm going through the light. So anyhow, good. I want to go through the light anyway. So yeah, okay. Now I got caught by this one. Now I got caught by this light. Standing by. Okay, so I'm about to stop right now and see if I can read it real fast. Huh? Oh, now we're green. A brain scan from a study where researchers studied the effect of 20-minute walk on the cognitive performance of a group of children. Reading comprehension performance was significantly better after exercise. Okay, all done. Not gonna read any more of that one. But I just shared with you what that's all about. Children were able to have better reading comprehension after exercising. And I was just talking to my mother the other day that when I was in elementary school, they used to let us go on trips. And we used to go outside for recess, and we'd go outside and play up until junior high school. But when I got to high school, they didn't let us go outside anymore. And I attribute that to the fact that we had metal detectors in the school. They didn't want to have to scan us all over again and search through our bags all over again. So that's my assumption why they didn't let us out. But it's unfortunate because our brain capacity, our brain activity would have been way better. So now I have to implement this in my own life regarding my own brain capacity, brain activity, my son and his development. So this is why the guy said recess is essential, or whatever he said, because after playing their brains were working better. So we just spoke about cancer, we just spoke about the brain. I mean, come on, you know the rest, heart disease, all these other things. Exercise is good. So I gotta go. So thanks for listening.